The day she stopped begging for respect was the day everything began to change. Nothing dramatic happened that morning. No shouting, no tears, no big speech. She just woke up tired. Not sleepy tired. Soul tired. She lay on her bed and stared at the ceiling, counting the cracks like she always did when she didn't want to think. But this time, the thoughts came anyway. Why am I always explaining myself? Why do I keep proving my worth? Why does love feel like work? She rolled out of bed and checked her phone. No messages, no missed calls, just silence. She had gotten used to that silence, too used to it. She had always been the patient one. At work, she stayed late even when it wasn't required. She covered shifts. She smiled when people took credit for her ideas. When her boss forgot her name during meetings, she laughed it off. "It's fine," she would say. "It's not a big deal." At home, she was the fixer, the listener, the one who kept peace. If there was tension, she softened it. If there was blame, she absorbed it. In her relationship, she tried harder than anyone should have to. She explained her feelings carefully, so she wouldn't sound demanding. She waited for replies that came hours later. She accepted apologies that changed nothing. When she was hurt, she was told she was too sensitive. When she needed reassurance, she was told she asked for too much. When she pulled back, she was told she was being difficult. So she leaned forward instead. She believed love meant endurance. She believed if she stayed kind, things would improve. If she stayed quiet, things would calm down. If she stayed loyal, she would be valued. That belief cost her years. One evening, she sat across from him at a small table. The room was quiet except for the hum of the fan. She was explaining something important to her, something that had been building inside her for months. He didn't look up from his phone. She paused, waiting. Nothing. She cleared her throat and continued, softer this time. Still nothing. When she finally stopped talking, he said, "You're overthinking again." That was it. No shouting. No argument. Just a small sentence that landed heavy. Something in her chest shifted. Not pain, not anger. Clarity. That night, she cried alone in the bathroom, sitting on the cold floor. But the tears felt different. They weren't begging tears. They weren't confused tears. They were release. She realized something simple and terrifying. She had been asking for basic respect. And anyone who truly cared wouldn't need to be convinced. The next few days felt strange. She stopped sending long messages, explaining how she felt. She stopped checking her phone every few minutes. She stopped apologizing for being human. At first, it felt wrong, like she was doing something bad. She had spent so long shrinking that standing still felt like rebellion. People noticed the change. At work, when she said no to extra tasks, her voice shook, but she said it anyway. "I can't take that on right now." No explanation. No guilt speech. Just a sentence. Her boss looked surprised, then nodded. The world didn't end. At home, she stopped fixing everyone's emotions. When tension showed up, she didn't rush to smooth it over. She let silence exist. It was uncomfortable, but it was honest. In her relationship, the shift was impossible to ignore. She no longer chased. She no longer begged. She no longer tried to prove her worth. She matched energy. When effort disappeared, she noticed. When respect faded, she didn't excuse it. When words didn't align with actions, she believed the actions. That scared him. People get comfortable when you accept less. They get uneasy when you stop. One evening he asked, "You've changed, what's going on?" She thought for a moment before answering. "I just stopped abandoning myself." He didn't know what to say. The distance between them grew, not because she pushed him away, but because she stopped pulling him closer. There's a difference. She wasn't cold. She wasn't rude. She was just done explaining why she deserved care. There were lonely moments. Nights when she wondered if she was being too hard. Days when she missed the comfort of familiarity. Times when self-doubt knocked loudly. But each time, she asked herself one question. Would I go back just to feel chosen, even if it meant choosing myself last? The answer became clearer every time. Weeks passed. She started doing small things for herself, not the dramatic kind, simple ones. She slept without guilt. She ate without rushing. She laughed without checking if it was too loud. She noticed how light she felt when she wasn't carrying other people's expectations. One afternoon, she sat alone in a cafe, watching people pass by. Couples talking, friends laughing, strangers moving in different directions. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel behind. She felt aligned. Eventually, the relationship ended, not with shouting, not with chaos. Just truth. He said he felt like he was losing her. She said she finally found herself. Both were true. After it ended, people told her she was strong. She didn't feel strong. She felt peaceful. Strength came later. She learned something important in the quiet that followed. Self-respect doesn't arrive loudly. It arrives when you stop negotiating your worth. It shows up when you say no without fear. When you walk away without hatred. When you choose discomfort over disrespect. There were moments she wished she had learned this earlier. But she didn't waste time blaming her past self. That version of her survived. This version of her lives. Months later, she looked at old messages, old photos, old memories. She didn't feel anger. She felt gratitude. Those experiences taught her what she would never accept again. Now, when someone crosses a boundary, she speaks once, clearly. If it continues, she leaves. No drama. No revenge. No begging. Just self-respect. She still loves deeply. She still cares fully. But never at the cost of herself. Moral lesson. Self-respect is power. Not loud power. Not controlling power. Quiet power. The kind that changes your life the moment you stop asking for permission to matter.